What's up, guys? So it's been a while since I made a video. I had some little shitty injuries that wasn't a big deal to me, but it eventually turned into something bigger. So what happened was I had a neck injury on my right side, and I stopped lifting heavy on the right, mainly that belt lift, that pronation lift. And I was only doing band work on the right side. And what I was thinking is I'll give my right a break on the weights, and I'll try to get my pronation lift and rising lift the same on the left side that I have on the right, which is 100 pounds. I was trying to get that PR the same. And in the midst of that, I started forming a form of tennis elbow tendonitis I don't fully have tendonitis, but if I wouldn't have rehabbed my shit, it would have turned into that. Basically, I was trying to do a lift after a workout. It failed, and I tried it a few times. I turned the camera off and I tried it. I posted this on YouTube, me failing the pronation lift. It was like 86 pounds on the left hand, nothing special. And I was really, just yanking on that thing like way too much. And next day I wake up, I try to lift my bottle of water and I can't lift it above my head. I'm like, shit, like the squeezing and lifting. I can arm wrestle, I can curl, I can almost do pull-ups. It hurts when I get to the top. I can do all that shit, but there's certain like squeezing, lifting motions that hurt. So I found some videos that basically said that when that happens, it's because there's something else in your arm that wasn't as strong as it should be. So I kind of took a step back from the belt, from the videos, and I was like, you know what? I just want to get my fundamental strength a little bit, better than it is. That way I don't have these injuries no more. I haven't even been doing my pronation lift on the right side. Luckily, I didn't get tennis elbow on the right side. The neck thing is still a little bit of an issue, but nothing crazy. I don't know if you can tell, but I've gotten much bigger in the arms, since the last video I've made, just focusing on fundamental strength. I still do all my wrist shit and all the hand shit and all that, but I've really been focusing on like getting my triceps strong, my biceps a little stronger, my shoulders a little stronger, just everything stronger so that tennis elbow shit don't happen again. That shit sucked. I took it slow enough and rehabbed it enough to where I would say the injury on the left side is probably 80% healed. There's still some pain in there. Like I said, when I do pull-ups, I get to the top, I feel a little bit of pain. So, but like as far as like it was, like that don't hurt. I basically got it fixed. I just gotta be careful when I do those pronation and rising lifts and make sure that I don't injure it again. Take my time. So, I really wanted to get my triceps bigger and just everything stronger, to catch up with that lift, because there's guys that I've seen on Facebook that say they can't do a 100-pound pronation lift, but the same guys can bench press like fucking 400, 350 pounds. And I can't bench press that much, So I was like, let me get the fundamental strength where it needs to be. And we'll get back to the belt lifts. It's not like I'm not doing anything on the pronation side and I'm going to lose it. So yeah, I had the tendonitis. I wanted to go to Illinois State and compete with my right because I was like, well, I got this neck injury, but it's not that bad. If I get warmed up, I think I could go compete. So you see that in red spot right there with the hole in my palm? So that is literally where you grip up, man. I'm telling you. Like, this shit right here kept me from going to Illinois State, basically. Even though I had the tendonitis in the left and I was like, I can't really pull on the left side, I was going to go with my little, shoulder strain. I was going to go to Illinois State. I was working and I had a piece of wood in my hand and I was losing grip. So I like threw it in the air to re-grip. And as it was coming up and my hand was coming down, a splinter jammed up my palm, like very hard. I could see where it was and I pulled it out and thought I got it all, and it still swelled up. Even now, like the underneath my skin, there's like a really tough spot, like a hard spot, and it was way bigger. So when I was out of town in Florida, I went and got a needle and I basically poked it because the callus is so thick right there. It was trying to work its way out. There was another little piece in there that I missed originally. It was trying to work its way out and the callus was too thick, so I had to poke through that callus and this tiny little bitty piece of wood came out, and I guess that was it, because it's much better. And you know, it is what it hurt like a motherfucker to like do any kind of pushing with this workout, to the point to where when I was on the table, I would have like my fiance pull on my wrist. So yeah, so getting that out, you know, I know that sounds crazy, but you know, the injuries, you know, it came in threes, you know, shoulder, tendonitis, splinter. This was all right before Illinois State. I was like, you know what? Let's just get stronger. And that's what I've been focusing on. I don't know if you can tell, but my arms are much bigger than they were. This is no pump. I haven't worked out at all today. Did I say my weight's down? My weight's down right above 180. I can easily cut to 176. I'm going to lose like 2-3 more pounds, just like, you know, around the midsection, just to make it easier to cut to 176. But besides that, I am a lot stronger than I was everywhere. Mainly the back of my arms, my pressing power. Never stop, like I said, never stopped doing my cupping. I kept doing the cupping. That's something that I could always do. Even with the splinter, I could let it, you know, roll to my fingers and cup with my fingers, or, you know, cup like this with the fingers and keep it off the palm. I think that's why I posted a video of me cupping without touching my palm, and that was why I did it, was because I didn't want it hurt, you know. So anyway, here we are back at the house. I never stopped working out, and this is the old Travis Bagent. I gotta warm up a bit. The old Travis Bagent workout, where he just kind of fights it. I use the same amount of weight that he does. If he wants to add more to his workout, he adds bands. I've added more weight before instead of bands. I'm not going to hit too hard just because I'm warming up, and I really believe in warming up. If you're not warming up and you feel like you don't need to, then that's great and everything, but if you are like getting hurt at all, or if you have a tendency to get hurt, just warm up. I shouldn't even be warming up with what I'm going to work out with, but if you notice, I'm not fully like doing anything. I'm just kind of pulling it down and just kind of holding it in place and just kind of barely moving the wrist. Just a little bit. Because if I fully do it, it'll hurt at first.